is engaged. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. All right, let's talk about what happened with Zohran here winning the Democrat primary in New York City, which is going to be my lead story today when I go live at 6 a.m. And it's a very important story. I mean, this guy is bad news. You know, you can never underestimate the stupidity of Democrats. Not only did he win the primary against Governor Cuomo, he won big. I'm going to go through the vote breakdown. He won big. So, you know, there's a question as to why that is. Has the population of New York City dramatically changed, or do they just are they just stupid? You know, and there could be a mix of the two. But the last few days, people have been paying a lot of attention to this. Now, Mayor Adams is running for re-election as an independent, and whether or not he beats Zohran here, that's an unknown. You know, I mean, Republicans and Democrats should unite together. This is a crazy statement. I'm going to make this on the air today when I go live. This is a crazy statement, but it's that important. There's some things in society that are nonpartisan, and this one will sound crazy, but Republicans and Democrats should unite together to get Mayor Adams reelected in the city of New York. Zohran here, the Democrat nominee. And I know that'll sound crazy to a lot of people, but this guy, the chances are, as of today, he'll become the mayor of America's greatest city. I mean, you know, New York City isn't just America's greatest city. It is the hub of the world. And everyone's been saying this since people started paying attention to this Democrat primary in New York City, that he'll turn New York City into London. I think that's an understatement. It's an understatement. You know, if he becomes the mayor, New York as we know it will no longer exist. It will become a communist Cuba-like place. I mean, that's just it. I mean, you know, I played a clip on my podcast last night of Zohran. He said that if Netanyahu came to New York City, he would have him arrested. Now, first off, a foreign leader comes to the United States. They have diplomatic, you know, status, you know. But I did not know that the mayor of the city of New York could order the police to arrest individuals. I did not know that. I mean, I know the police chief and commissioner and all of that are at the pleasure of the mayor, but I did not know that the mayor could order arrest. I mean, think about that. And, you know, here we are on the eve of the sad 24th anniversary of 9/11. I want you to, I mean, think about this. If I would have gone on the air on September 12th, 2001, and told you that in 2024, the Democrat Party is going to elect as their nominee for the mayor of New York City a Muslim man, you would have thought I was nuts. You would have thought I was nuts. You would have said this will never happen. So, I mean, this is bad. I mean, this is bad. You know, Donald Trump's election was so important, and we won it. But we really need all hands on deck to rally behind Mayor Adams. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. I mean, my goodness. This guy, this is a crazy thing, but this guy would be worse as mayor of New York City than AOC. I know that's crazy, isn't it, to say that, but it's true. And if he becomes mayor of New York City, that could be, honestly, and I don't think this is an understatement. Let me know what you think. If you're new to my channel, by the way, make sure you subscribe. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'm driving to the radio station this morning. I'll be broadcasting from the radio station today. So I got about an hour drive ahead of me. Maybe a little less, we'll see. But if he becomes mayor of New York City, and, you know, you got to understand, being mayor of New York City, and that's a pretty big deal. It's a bigger deal than being the governor of most states. It really is. Oh, by the way, just a little show prep note, because I don't want to forget to talk about this today. Ron DeSantis is doing something to pave his way to get elected the Senate seat in Florida. So he's pulling a stunt that I'm going to bring up on the air today because I'm in Florida. He betrayed MAGA, and he's proposing something that's awesome. But his reasons for doing it are pretty devious. Maybe I'll get into that on this stream a little bit, but I want to talk about it on the program this morning too and take calls. But I'm going to lead with this story of Zohran here in New York City. If Zohran beats Mayor Adams, which is very possible because, you know, Mayor Adams has that scandal and everything, and he got a lot of votes in the primary. He beat Cuomo by a lot. If Zohran becomes the mayor of New York City, that very well, and he solidifies his position and gets reelected to a second term, his election as mayor of New York City, if it were to happen, God forbid, we really need Mayor Adams to win as an independent in this reelection. That could be the beginning of the fall of America. It really could be. It's that big of a shift. Being mayor of New York City is bigger than being governor of most states. It's one of the most prestigious jobs in America for elected officials. It's higher than any member of Congress. It's a big deal being mayor of New York City. It is a big freaking deal. And this guy's bad news. So I'm going to go through what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about what I was just sharing with you. I'm going to go through the breakdown of the vote yesterday in New York. And then I'm going to go through his bio because people don't know about him. And his bio is his official bio that he's bragging about, that he thinks is awesome, is scary as hell. So I'm going to go through that. Oh, television news is camped out here with, wonder what's going on. They're setting up to do a story here. Wonder what they're going to be reporting on here. All right, hold on. I got to do some merging into traffic. I'm on I-95. And there's a lot of traffic on I-95. What the heck? Well, I'm leaving a little later than I would like when I drive to the radio station. I want to get by these semis. I hate being behind semis because they are always throwing rocks and crap all over the place, messing up my paint. So let me get by these guys. going for the pass. It could be the beginning of a major demographic, political shift in America if this guy wins against Mayor Adams. Nothing good will come of this guy becoming mayor. No, nothing good. And I've got a lot of people that listen in New York City. A lot of people that watch me on YouTube watch in New York City. So I'm hoping to hear from our New York City people on the phones this morning, because this is frightening. And you know what happened with this guy, with Zohran, is he kind of came in under the radar, and I think Governor Cuomo and his team just thought he would walk in on the Cuomo name and everything, and that obviously didn't happen. And his, you see Zohran out there with AOC and everything. Whoever is behind his campaign are the AOC people. This guy is, he's good on camera. He knows how to portray himself on camera. He knows how to take good pictures and smile. He's a sleazy politician, Zohran. And really what he ran was a social media campaign, just like AOC did. Cutting through the trucks here, and it was very effective. And you look at someone like Andrew Cuomo. Okay, there's a few things with Cuomo, and it's not the scandals and things behind him. He ran with the arrogance that I was the governor of New York, and I've got a famous name and legacy, an entitlement, spoiled trust fund baby that walked into everything in life being handed to them. And also, the people around Cuomo are running a old-style campaign from the 90s. The people that are working on a Cuomo campaign are the people that would be working on a Clinton campaign. So you've got these VHS player campaign leaders going up against a modern campaign strategy with social media and everything that Zohran was using. So you factor all those things in, and he lost big time. But we've got to join together. Republicans and Democrats got to join together and back Mayor Adams and his independent run for mayor of New York City. It's got to be done. I mean, this is frightening to wake up to. It really is. It really, truly is. And a lot of people may say, well, that's local politics. I don't talk about local politics unless there's some interesting scandal. But New York City is not local. The New York City mayor's race is not local politics. The New York City mayor's race is national politics. That's how important that is. So no, it's not local. It's a national story. And I mean, if you want to hold on to American Western civilization, we got to get Mayor Adams reelected here. What's happened in England is insane. I mentioned on the air the other day, on Sunday afternoon, I did something on Sunday I've not done in a while. I binge watched a whole season of a show on Netflix. And I had to. My wife said I'm just working too much around the clock. She said, sit on the couch, do some binge watching. You're pushing yourself when your wife's telling you to sit on the couch and binge watch television, right? And there's a show that I watched. I mentioned this on the air the other day. It's I I forget the exact title. I think it's called Office Q, perhaps, something like that. It's on Netflix. It's a new series on Netflix, just one season. It's a police drama. It's a cold case squad unit. And the star is a guy that was on Downton Abbey. And it was pretty good. But I really saw how much England has fallen by this show. This guy's a top police detective. He's on this cold case squad. It's very good, dark, gritty, anti-hero kind of thing, you know. But he has this IT expert who's a Muslim immigrant from Syria, who's not a cop in the United States. He was a cop in Syria. He's not even the main character. He's not a known actor. And he's the hero of the story. He organizes everything. He solves the crimes, does the interrogation. And the Englishman, star of the show from Downton Abbey, he's a supporting character on his own show. And the Muslim guy solved everything, saved the day to the whole series. And it really showed me what's happening here. England's fallen. They can't have a television. It's a British television show, even though it's on Netflix. I think it's called Office Q. You'll find it. Turn on Netflix. And you can't have a television show without a main character being a Muslim today. Not just a main character, not a background character, but a main character. And they got to be the hero over the dysfunctional Englishman that can't figure anything out. He needs the wise ex-Syrian cop. And, you know, that means he was torturing people and things back in Syria. He's got to save the day. That's what will happen here if Zohran becomes the mayor of New York City. It will not just turn New York City into London. It could have a ripple effect of turning America into what's happened to the UK. And the UK has fallen. Everyone knows this. So that's what I'm going to be leading with today on the program. And taking your calls on that. So then I've got I got a bunch of things to cover today, but that's what I'm going to lead with, the New York City mayor's race. By the way, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. Okay, so another thing I'm going to bring up today, see if you watch me on these early morning streams, you get hear some of the things I'm going to talk about. If you follow me on X at Brian Craig Show, all the stories I read, all my show prep I post right there to my X every morning. But Ron DeSantis, if he did not run against Donald Trump and betray Donald Trump and betray MAGA voters, good chance he'd be the Attorney General of the United States right now, not Pam Bondi. He screwed up, Ron DeSantis, and you know, I tell you guys, you can't trust DeSantis. He's my governor here in Florida, and he's mentioned something a couple of times that's exciting to me and Floridians, and he talked about it in detail yesterday of something he's pushing hard to do. And Ron DeSantis, he's Bush Republican, no doubt about it. It's raining. Okay. I'll be coming up to the Mar-a-Lago exit soon. I'll turn the camera around and show you the Mar-a-Lago exit. All right, let's go for the pass, guys. So Ron DeSantis is a Bush Republican. He betrayed Trump, betrayed all of us. We all know this. But he's been doing a lot of conservative MAGA things as governor even since the betrayal, because he wants to get reelected to something. He can't run for governor again. He's term limited out of office. However, I've heard it said that if he takes a 4-year break, he can come back and run for governor. However, he may want to run for the Senate seat. He appointed Marco Rubio's replacement, and you know what? I can't even think of her name off the top of my head. So she's not really well known in Florida, and that Senate seat might be up for grabs, and he might go for that. And he's proposing something that would make him incredibly popular in Florida, and I approve of him doing what he's proposing. Doesn't mean I can trust him, but here's what Ron DeSantis was talking about yesterday. Now, he's mentioned this before, but now he's actually making the moves to do it. In the state of Florida, we do not have a state income tax. Not only do we not have a state income tax, the Florida state constitution specifically forbids a Florida state income tax. And what DeSantis is talking, now yesterday he gave more details on what I'm about to share with you. He's been mentioning from time to time eliminating Florida's property taxes. And that would be incredible. My property taxes are thousands of dollars a year. And everyone in Florida, our homeowners insurance has gone through the roof. I mean, my homeowners insurance, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, you know, and it's a lot of money. It really is. And they can't do much to lower the homeowners insurance. But he's talking about eliminating the property taxes. That would be amazing, you know, and so many, you hear me talk to Joe Thomas about this a lot. So many people work so hard to pay off their homes or their condos, and then they find out they still got a big bill every month or every year because of the property taxes and the homeowners insurance. That when people have their homes mortgaged, the smallest portion of the mortgage payment is for the actual mortgage on the house. Most of it is for property taxes and insurance. And you know, I've lived in the same house for over 20 years, and there's a number of reasons I've stayed in this house. I mean, you know, my wife has wanted to move into a bigger, nicer neighborhood for years, but big part of the reason we don't do that is because of the property taxes, right? You know, my house is more than doubled in value since I bought it, and the property taxes, well, they're not entirely based on the original price. They're pretty low in comparison to other homes in my neighborhood that people have recently bought, because I bought my home so long ago, but the taxes still go up. So anyway, it's like my mom is retired and her home is paid for, but she's still got property taxes and homeowners insurance. So she, you know, and those property, and she's got to cough up that money every year. You know, this is what happens to people. So what DeSantis said yesterday that was new about this, and this is what got me interested in what he was talking about, is he went on about eliminating property taxes in Florida, that he's very serious about. He went into detail about it. I might play the clip of it. And he said that would be up to the Florida voters. It would be a ballot initiative. Well, that would be so incredibly popular because every homeowner would vote to eliminate property taxes unless they're stupid. And, you know, people that own commercial real estate, everything, people would go out and vote for that in mass. And, of course, it would be his initiative. And if he were also on the ballot running for the United States Senate seat, that would give him a big boost, even if the property taxes were not on the ballot. So I'm curious about, see, it's a little plot he has to get elected to office, and he very well could be putting us in a catch-22 situation to say, I'm going to go through this on the air today after I go through Zohran in New York City. DeSantis is very smart about this, at least, or whoever is advising him is on this is very smart. Well, let me see where I am. Oh, this is the Mar-a-Lago exit. 1 mile away. This is the, I'll get back to DeSantis in a minute. This is the I-95 exit for Mar-a-Lago. It's on the right here. And just on the left is the airport where Air Force One parks and Trump Force One park. Right to the left here. Mar-a-Lago's 5 minutes away. And right here on this road, I see people all the time that are cabinet officials driving here and getting off here. You can tell because they have the Secret Service SUVs and police escorts. Now, this bridge I'm going under right now, this is the way Trump goes over this to and from Mar-a-Lago from Air Force One every time he flies into town. That's right. Very exciting. That's right. And Air Force One park's right here. It's amazing. So anyway, now this is the trick of DeSantis. So this ballot initiative to eliminate property taxes, will DeSantis get that on the ballot in the general election or the primary election? Because sometimes on primaries there can be real things to vote on, not just the primaries. And if everyone turns out, if he plans on running for the Senate in the Republican primary, and perhaps against the person he appointed to the position, you know, if he has gotten the elimination of property taxes on the ballot, I mean, I'll be lining up a week before Election Day to vote to eliminate my property taxes. That's so much money in my pocket. Oh my goodness. And a lot of people, because DeSantis will be taking credit for that, a lot of people, if they turn out to vote for their property taxes to be eliminated, they'll vote for DeSantis. And he could win the Democrat primary for the Senate. The Republican primary for the Senate. So then, I tell you, these politicians. So if this is what DeSantis's scheme is, and he becomes the Republican nominee for the Senate, we get to the midterm elections, what are we going to do? It's traitor, fake MAGA DeSantis versus a Democrat. And every seat in the Senate is important. So he's putting us in a position where people like me, what am I going to do? Am I going to vote for this traitor DeSantis who lied to us and lied to the president about being MAGA, who betrayed President Trump, this Bush Republican, or let the Democrat win the Senate seat? It's pretty clever. He's doing. It really is. This is a real upper level political scheming that I think is above his level to scheme. So you got to wonder who's behind DeSantis pushing for this, I tell you. I know, it's pretty devious, isn't it? Yeah, DeSantis, he's a snake. He's one of like in that poem that Trump reads at the rallies. Just a snake. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe if you're new to my channel. I'm about 4 or 5 miles away from my exit to get my coffee, which I desperately need. By the way, thanks for joining me on the drive. I appreciate you guys keeping me company, and also it warms up my voice for the main show at 6. Now, if you're new, I do a morning show. It starts at about 6 a.m. Eastern time here on YouTube. I'm on a bunch of radio stations. And I take live calls. I'm going to be at the radio station today, guys. That's where I'm driving. There's a lot of traffic, I think, for this hour of the day. Can you see? It may not look like it in front of me, but it is a lot of traffic, I think, for 5:15 a.m. Okay. I got to start getting right. Wow, lots of thunder and lightning. But my lead story today is going to be New York. That's what I'm going to start with. Always use your turn signals, guys. Approaching the exit. I'll take a quick look at the chat. I'm pulling up the Starbucks in a couple minutes, but before I sign off, I will take a quick look at the chat. Make sure you subscribe if you are new to the channel, guys. Stand by. Oh, no. Shocker. The light at the exit was green. I cannot believe it. They're paving the way for me. So I got here in 30 minutes. I'm not at the radio station. I'm at the Starbucks by the radio station, and their coffee sucks here, but it's not as good as the one I usually go to in the mornings. Depends on who's working. I'll take a quick look at the chat. Welcome, everyone. Well, you can become an American, legally enter the country. Do it right. If you know. Trump 2028, that's right. That is correct. A lot of Trump love in the chat today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I guess we're converting a lot of these trolls into MAGA. We're red pilling and magatizing the trolls of YouTube. That's awesome. All right, listen, I'm going to get my coffee. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. So make sure that you subscribe, click that notification bell, and on the next stream, I'll be taking calls live. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. See you in a bit. Thanks for watching.